If you're familiar with the role of the scapegoat, then you're most likely familiar with playing small. And playing small within the toxic system has a purpose, and that purpose is to not intimidate the toxic system. And with that, we are also not recognizing the toxic system's lack of capacity to see our greatness and our humanity. And that lack of capacity speaks to the toxic system's lack of capacity to see the humanity and greatness in themselves. So playing small within a toxic system enables the toxic system to feel great, and not on the basis of their effort, but on the basis of their comparison with the scapegoat that is playing small. So the scapegoat playing small affects their personal growth for the purpose to not cast a shadow on the toxic system, which is unable to look at themselves properly and to look at their own shadow properly. Playing small also plays to a perception of hierarchy, which is very rigid and heavily implied within the toxic system. Playing small also does not enable us to look outside of the toxic system, to look outside of that bubble. So playing small keeps us contained and does not enable us to grow and reach out outside of our primary environment in which we grew up in. And the ultimate trap of playing small is not our physical containment within the toxic system, but it is the internalized rules that govern our functioning in the toxic system and outside of it, which pose onto us the strict rule of always being lesser than we truly are. And that sort of conditioning of being small ingrains into our psyche to that extent in which we truly don't recognize that we are doing this game of playing small and doing the role of the scapegoat, being in the hierarchy within the toxic system. So by not being aware of the playing small part, we are actually unable to change it and to fully see who we truly are outside of that role and outside of that adaptation to the toxic system. Playing small through time becomes our moral internalized obligation that is paid to the toxic system's inability to look at their own smallness.